Hey, Wind. I love that. Good morning to you. My name is Nicolette. I am the creator for the podcast titled You're Worthless. Read that again, the juxtaposition of your very soul. First off, thank you so much for reaching out to me. When I saw your message up in my inbox, I was like, and I read your profile, I was like, I have to get her on my show simply because I think you have something that people they may have seen it but outside, but they don't know. It's just external, right? So having you here would, I hope, and I myself would want to learn from you, like what was it like growing up as yourself, and how do you actually achieve your goals? So thank you so much for coming on to the show.
Thank you for having me. And I'm glad you guys, it's 4 a.m. here. So I, it's 4 a.m. in Phoenix, Arizona as we do this. So, for those of you that don't know, the cerebral palsy is a lack of oxygen injury at birth. And so I
Mhm.
acquired cerebral palsy at birth. I was born in 1987, 1 pound, 13 ounces, 27 weeks. Supposed to be born in September, but we ended up being born in June. So
Right.
basically, I grew up with a very calm, collective childhood. The divorce rate it of parents with disabled kids is high, but my parents didn't get divorced by any means. But when I turned 23, it became an interesting show, and it became a FACT show, as you might imagine, because that's where I experienced major loss, major trauma. I lost my mom to an section in the hospital because she went in with a brain aneurysm. They caught brain aneurysm and she died of an infection while in the hospital. 3 days of this infection and died on day 4 because his body was weak. So weaker than we all imagined. So of course, had that changed my life forever. And then fast forward to 2019, I lost my dad
I'm so
this
sorry.
state for lung cancer. And then also in 2019, I got emotionally displaced. And the percentage rate of emotionally and physically abused people who are disabled is quite high. It's 85%. So that just rocked my world. To me, it ended up happening with a family member, and if you want to go back and listen to us a podcast, that's public. The family member coaxed me down a set of stairs and basically at basically interrogated me, asked me how my whole life was, and basically interrogated me. And then she stuck me in the cell against my will, showed people my vagina and pubic area. The uh, the next thing she knows, she's reporting a mandatory reporter. And for those of you that don't know what a mandatory reporter is here in the U.S., it's a person that can call adult protective services or can call child protective service. Teachers that teach young kids have to be trained as a mandatory reporter. Aides to the disabled have to be trained as a mandatory reporter. And
Mhm.
then police can do it. And police can be mandatory reporters. And then social workers can be mandatory reporters. depending on case. And so my counselor reported this family member of mine. And what I want to make clear to everyone, even at 4 a.m. in the morning, yeah, it could be anyone um, that sexually, emotionally, physically abuses the disabled. It could be the aide. It could be a neighbor on the street. It could be anyone.
I'm so sorry to you. That must have been really, really tough on you. So, this was back in 2019.
The abuse happened in 2019.
Right. So, so it's been 5 years now. Like, how do you think, how did you cope with it? Like, what were your methods?
Well, how did I cope with it? You really,
How-
you really can't cope with someone who's holding you against your will, because you really can't cope with someone who's holding you against your will. I mean,
Yeah.
abusers will hold the abusee against their will all the time.
Right.
Cope, I think not. The next best thing is to report it to
Yeah.
your local authorities and report it to Adult Protective Services. And I know you're in Malaysia, Nicolette, and so I don't know international, but I know that if it happens in a foreign country, I think it's the same process. But if it happens in the U.S. and the person is international, like my abuser is,
Mhm.
and like my abuser was, and she's involved and I'm in the U.S., it happened in the U.S. So to be put a restraining order against her, which I didn't put a restraining order against her, she would have had to be exported back to the U.S.
Mm.
And she got a call, and her sister got a call in the Bahamas from the Aspen Pickens County cops. They, together with Adult Protective Services in Aspen, Colorado. My
Mhm.
abuser thinks that she didn't do anything. Her sister finally said she's sorry, but her sister also kept mentioning her name, mentioning her name. Finally, yesterday, as of the 13th of April, 2023, 5 years later, I said we got to cut ties with the abuser mentioning her name too. I
Mm.
literally called my aunt flat out. And for those of you who have never heard of Codependence Anonymous either, Codependence Anonymous is similar to Alcoholics Anonymous, and it's based on impaction, not promotion. And one of the key things in Codependence Anonymous is you set boundaries with people. So I finally set a boundary with my aunt because I would ask my aunt a question, not about my abuse, about my mommy and about my biological mommy. And so she kept saying my abuser's name, using my abuser's initials. And I said, it's really triggering to me that you keep using my abuser's name slash my abuser's initials just because of what she did to me, considering you both got the call from the state of Arizona. So cope, I don't think so. Boundaries, yes.
Mm. Mm.
But
Mm.
no one's going to cope with emotional and physical abuse if they're in their right mind, especially if they're mandatory
Yeah.
reported.
Yeah. Well, I am. Oh, this is a very disturbing story,
Yeah,
and yeah.
yeah. And I'm here to say again, it's full I am. I'm here to state my piece. You thought I was coming on, and oh, stations loud and clear. You thought I was coming on with a fairy tale story and having cerebral palsy. Nope.
Mm.
Nope. CP can be complex, and see also so can autism, also so can Downs, also so can anything else. The rate to get emotionally and physically abused or sexually abused is very high for the disabled because um, abusers, all abusers, tend to use the disabled as their victims, and they won't let the abusers go. I mean, abusers won't let them go to go get help. I
Mhm.
had to back up towards the sink because I thought my abuser was going to whack me across the face. That's
What?
how.
Excuse me?
That's how. No, I had to back up towards the sink because I thought my abuser was going to whack me across the face because that's how abusers can get. The abusers won't let anyone go, disabled or not. They'll just keep abusing and abusing and abusing. And what what turns out is my abuser started abusing me in 2010 when her step her sister, my mom, who was dying in that hospital, she abused me on August 11th, 2010, and then I was very lucky to get away from her, but she emotionally abused me, not physically abused me. It wasn't till 2019 that she physically abused me. And if when you're listening to this story, if you say, "Excuse me," you'll say, "Why didn't you back up towards the sink?" That's in self-defense. A lot of people will do it in self-defense. The abusees will try to get them away from the abuser the best they can. And I had four witnesses at the time of shaky abuse. It's not the sexual abuse. I actually had three witnesses. The three witnesses all did the same witness statement, including me. I had to go get professionally interviewed. For those that don't know what a professional interview is, a person sits with you across the room. They make you repeat the whole story and cops and the district attorney on the side of the wall. So, and they the whole story what happened because with me in this, and they don't want when adult protection services gets involved. They don't want the witness statements to get all confused, so they make witness statements or individual things, either in person or via phone. I did both. My case was a 60-60 split because all my witnesses went there.
Mm. Mm. So, may I know who are you staying with now? Are you staying by yourself?
I'm staying by myself in Phoenix, Arizona. I have since moved away the from the house where I got abused, and that was partially why. And the main reason was by for financial reasons because I lost my dad, and because I and my family, my mom's family, tried to take custody of me. The judge said no way because even though I'm disabled, I am confident enough to live on my own. I have help, but that help will remain behind the scenes. I'm slowly gathering a team down here. I got amazing housing opportunity that I couldn't turn down in Phoenix, Arizona.
So, what are you doing now? Like, what do you?
What am I doing as
Yeah,
far as
is it like
work?
work or anything, hobbies or passion project
Well,
that you're working on right now? Yeah.
work, work is a full work is a full-time podcaster and raising awareness about cerebral palsy. And I also write books on the side, but work is full-time podcasting, raising awareness about cerebral palsy.
Right. I am shocked because to be honest, I was like you said, I came in because I wanted to know about cerebral palsy, but thank you so much for being so vulnerable and so honest in sharing your story. Like we hear it, it happened, but we don't know the severity of it until somebody actually come up and speak up about it, right? And we need that. So um when so I know you it's really a traumatic experience for you, and I just want to ask,
No,
right?
it's not.
It's
It's not
not.
because I
It's
have
not.
gone to counseling. I have
Okay.
done mental health work. I
Right.
know what my mom died of. I know what my dad died of. I know why they came out and abused me. They came out and abused me because they didn't like my hair. And
Mm,
they called me spoiled for having cerebral palsy. No, I'm not spoiled because I require help.
mm-hmm.
Now, it's not. I have done enough mental health work to such a shit. Now it would be traumatizing if you hadn't done mental health work. And
Yeah.
that's when I say to people, get help before you come out and share your story.
Yeah. So I want to, yeah, I want to go back to the part where you say the help that you got. Can you share with us your journey about getting help?
My journey in what sense?
About getting help.
Well, first of all, the dumb and dumb, my and I don't say that lightweight. She's a dumb and dumb. My other aunt is a dumb and dumb for even mentioning her name 4 years later when she knows I can't have contact with her. And that was strictly given by the state of Arizona, probably by the that was given by the state of Arizona, and 100% I believe that would be given by the state of um, Arizona, and that was 100% given by the state of Colorado, and I believe it would be given by the state of Arizona too, because if my abuser had graced my doors, I would call the cops
Mm-hmm.
in the state of Arizona and make and look up that she already has a record. And I would put a restraining order against her, and that's public. That's public knowledge that I would put a restraining order against her. Yeah, I can do that, will do that, and I don't want her abusing anyone else. I don't want to, yeah, can do that, will do that, and make that public. So the dumb dumb didn't realize that she was abusing mandatory reporter. Only I said what a mandatory reporter is, what a mandatory reporter does, and that can go for anyone. Anyone can call adult protective services, anyone can mention adult protective services. So what I did is because I didn't want to be the girl that cried wolf, I managed to tell another mandatory reporter that happened to be my counselor in Colorado, and I knew counselors could be mandatory reporters too. And so I told my counselor called Adult Protective Services. We all three of us went in for witness statements, me being the victim. So my victim statement was the largest statement, but my aide, my stepmom, and my stepsister all had to do witness statements. And of course, they all matched up. So the state of Colorado said, you can't touch this woman with a 10-foot pole. No one can touch you. And so I have then received help ever since. To weekly I go to twice a month counseling sessions down here. Down here, Phoenix, Arizona. I go to weekly, weekend support groups 7 times during the week. Codependence Anonymous to work on setting boundaries, and it's also Codependence Anonymous is also a mental health group too, because you can talk about what's going on in your life. So, Codependence Anonymous is based off Alcoholics Anonymous. I'm sure you've heard about Alcoholics Anonymous. And so, Codependence Anonymous is based off Alcoholics Anonymous, and Codependence Anonymous is based on attractions. You can make it all, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. I mean, it took me 8 years to get into Codependence Anonymous, nudging by a friend that didn't abuse me. That friend knows about my abuse, knows about my move. Everyone knows about my move, and everyone knows why I did it. I did not do it for my abuser per se. I did it for financial reasons and the quality of life.
So if I could ask you one thing, what do you want to tell to our listeners out there?
Go get help. Go get help, and go. If you're being emotionally abused, go tell a manager or reporter. Go walk to the nearest church. Go tell someone. And if you want your police to go go with you to a professional interview, they can. You want your best friend to go with you to a professional interview, they can. Now, obviously, they can't go in the room with you because the witness statement, the victim statement has to be your own. But go get help. And if you need to dig deep on what's happening with your mom who's in that nursing home, dig deep. Dig deep. If you see bruises all over and the bruises are not normal and the bruises don't have anything to do with IVs or anything else, dig deep. I mean, it happens all the time that nursing home abuse. I mean, nursing home abuse is 100% of news stories nowadays other than coronavirus. And so dig deep and go get help. And also set those boundaries. Set those boundaries with your family and if it's appropriate to do so.
What kind of boundaries? Like, sometimes people, they don't really understand. They know boundaries, or what kind? Like, yeah.
Well, once you report abuser, tell the other family members, don't mention their name.
Okay.
Don't mention their name because it will 9 times out of 10 trigger the person if you even mention their initials. My family's smart enough to know they got called by the state of Colorado, and the state of Colorado doesn't want, most states don't want people dealing with their abusers anyway. And most people are smart enough not to deal with their abusers because they don't want it to happen back. So tell people, set those boundaries, make it loud and clear, and then go work on your boundaries. Look up CODA. Google CODA, CODA, Codependence Anonymous. Google Codependence
Coda. Okay.
Anonymous, and you'll see what CODA is. One of the main things that CODA is about setting boundaries and having healthy relationships with people. And just because you're a control freak doesn't mean it has to do with your disability. It may have to do with your it may have to do with your own disability. Like, okay, so people have got to start breaking the stigma of the nation. They've got to start breaking the chains of their family ties too.
Is there anything else you would like to leave to the listeners?
And if you Google my name, my name should pop up. If you Google a CEO Disability. That's my podcast. If you go to a CEO, a CEO Disability at WeBelieve.com, that's my website. If you follow me on Amazon and by name, you can go there and click the follow button. If you look at my comma win, I comma WIN, you'll see my books. And my work is out there. I speak about this publicly all the time. In fact, this is the weekend for me to speak about it publicly. I was on an interview yesterday speaking about the exact same thing.
I love it. About your story or about CP?
About my story. About my story
Right.
because my this emotional and physical abuse is part of my story.
I wanted because I actually wanted to go a little bit on CP if that's all right with you, Wen.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Go.
Yeah. So I know we went straight into the story. I just because I'd like to read a bit of your introduction to our listeners today. If that's all right with you.
Yeah.
It's a excerpt from Podmatch. So and then we could go into your life and how did you do because you have your own company and all those things. So hey everyone, we're 30 minutes into the interview,
Okay.
but just want to let you know that we have Win Charles here with us. She was born with cerebral palsy, CP. Win Charles has defied the odds by becoming an author. Her memoir, I Win, is an amazing story of how she remembers her life through the years of having a condition called CP. As a competitor in the Kona Ironman triathlon, CEO of her own jewelry design company, and motivational speaker, when Charles truly is an inspiration to many. Today, when Charles tours the country, speaking to schools and institutions to raise awareness about CP and living a full life no matter what holds you back. She's also an advocate of veterans across the world. I love that. So, when tell us a little bit about your triathlon and your jewelry designing company. I love that.
Well, designing, I used to be a self-taught digital artist, and that's how I started all this in 2006. Basically, I put my artwork on jewelry, so that's how I started this. I've been creative since 2006, and so that's basically all of that. And then my triathlons, I do it with a buddy. They put me in a boat. They put me on back of a bike. They put me in a wheelchair doing a Kona Ironman. We did not win. My teammate did not win. My teammate is was so selfish at the time. She wanted to win the Kona Ironman with me, but the only way she could get back into the Kona Ironman is if I helped her. So I helped her, and then she said in the middle of the Kona Ironman, "This is hard," and we got pulled off the bike course because you have to do the swim, bike, and run in a certain amount of time. And the way Kona is set up is the toughest Ironman in the world. That's why, and it's only Olympic distance, but that's why they put it that way. It's called the World Championships. And so now I didn't win a Kona Ironman by any means, but I'm going back after I have back surgery on April 23rd to compete and win my Kona Ironman medal, and then I'll be retired from triathlon.
You mean April 23rd this month?
April 23rd, I'm going in for back surgery, but I still have to do full Ironman with my team before I go to Kona.
Oh my god.
All France at this point because the women's race is they split the where the men meet and the women meet. So it's probably gonna be some international place. doing a cone Ironman.
Oh my God, I love that. I'm rooting for you, and
It
yeah.
used to be, no, it used to be all in Kona, Hawaii, but they have since split it. So I don't know where I'm going to be doing Kona Ironman, but I know this much. Um, we have to compete and do the swimming a certain time, biking a certain time, and the running a certain time.
I know you do well. Win, tell us about your memoir.
Well, my memoir is just about how I saw my life as a child, um, and giving homage to my mom. But yeah, I'm still working on books. I'm working on my 12th, my 13th, my 14th book. My 14th book is going to be a surprise. I only have 12 without 12 books out, and then my 13th, my 14th, my 15th book is going to be a surprise. No one knows about it yet. And then my my fifth other book is going to be about podcasting and how to do podcasting. And then I'm throwing a novel in there just for the heck of it. And then my last book is before I retire writing books is going to be a surprise book that no one knows about.
I love that. Okay, Win, a few more questions. How do you achieve your dreams with disability?
Well, I don't focus on my disability. I won't focus. Even when I'm having back surgery, I won't do CP, by the way. I won't focus on my disability. I will focus on the healing process and getting out of there and getting back home and celebrating my birthday at home. And that's my ultimate goal. And having a nice safe back to say that I won't focus on the disability to say I will just put back brace on and do the work.
Thank you. So, Win, what is your heart's greatest wish?
My heart's greatest wish is to break the stigma about emotional and physical abuse. And my heart's greatest wish is to continue raising awareness about cerebral palsy.
Do you have a mantra that you live by?
Do I have a mantra that I live by? Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. Muhammad Ali said that. Muhammad Ali, I can float like a butterfly, but if I get pushed and if I get pushed and I don't hide things. I don't hide things. Like you thought I was gonna come on and talk about this fairy tale story with CP and well, pitiful me, I have a disability. Fat cast. I don't hide things. I float like a butterfly until I get pushed and pushed and pushed. Then I sting like a bee. And Muhammad Ali said that. For those of you guys who don't know who Muhammad Ali said, who Muhammad Ali is, he was a very famous boxer and got hit in the head so many times that he now has Parkinson's disease and is dying from Parkinson's disease because of his boxing career.
Wow, I did not know that.
Muhammad Ali? Oh yeah,
Yeah. I mean, I know he's a
he's
boxer, but
probably
I
dead
didn't
at
know
this
that.
point.
Wow.
He's probably dead from Parkinson's disease because Parkinson's disease can take you down. I will die from something else other than cerebral palsy. Comorbidities, they call it. You might, in Muhammad Ali's case, he got whacked in the head so many times that Parkinson's disease struck him. You could die from Parkinson's disease, not Parkinson's disease itself, but um, your internal can only take so much. And just as I said earlier, my mom, she didn't die from brain aneurysms. You can't die from brain aneurysms if they're not caught. But 9 times out of 10 when he lay in the hospital, and studies have been done that you can easily pick up an infection from just laying in a hospital bed and not moving and not doing anything because hospitals are not very sterile environments. People think they are, but hospitals are not. And so Muhammad Ali is dead at this point, and his daughter is raising, I think, his daughter is raising awareness about Parkinson's disease. So he got diagnosed with Parkinson's disease from being whacked in the head so many times. He said, quote, "Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee." And that was on Team We Wins Mono and Team We Wins Triathlete Mono. And I have a triathlete to with my team name on it. And yeah,
I learned something today.
you
Thank you.
learned? Well, good.
Yes,
That's your
I learned
team.
so much.
Good.
This is why I love what I do as well. I'm new in podcasting. This is just my, I think, 8 months, but I'm enjoying I'm
Well,
spoken
yeah,
to so many different people, and
yeah.
and I think you love it too. That's your full-time job.
Yeah, well, try to be.
So, two more questions. Is there anything that keeps you up at night, or do you sleep well?
Is there anything that keeps me up at night? Well, I do have my aches and pains due to cerebral palsy. Cerebral palsy is a neurological condition. It's acquired at birth, and as you get older with cerebral palsy, you do have your aches and pains. But other than that, I sleep better than now that I know in Phoenix, Arizona. That's the problem with Phoenix, Arizona. It's like you haven't heard the 101. The 101 is a major highway that goes through Los Angeles too, and it happens to go through Phoenix, Arizona. It's like you didn't hear it. So that keeps me up at night. Noise pollution keeps me up at night. But I tend to listen to music and call it good.
I love that. Win, last question. If you could create a quote right now for you to leave to the audience listening and the world as your legacy, what would it be?
People forget what you say, but never forget how you made them feel. That
Love.
is Maya Angelou's quote. Yeah.
That is my top 3 quotes as well. I love that. Thank you so much, Win. You're such an inspiration. You know, when I saw your name, just want to share, my brother-in-law, he was diagnosed with lymphoma 2 years ago. So he's now recovering and he's now remission free. His name is Erwin, and I call him Win as well. It's like, yeah, Win. It's like, yes, we're winning in life. So
Yep.
I love that. I love that. I'm very thankful for the time today and the conversation with you.
Yep.
If I do visit Arizona, I will get in contact with you since we're connected via LinkedIn. Yeah, that'd be great.
Exactly.
Yes, yes. So when I send you all my love and light your way, and have the best life forward. Thank you.
Well, I appreciate that, Nicole. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you so much. Bye bye now. Take care.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye bye.